Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on Sheet the Car Mod. I am not say bad word, I merely talk about sheet on beds that you sleep on. You sleep on sheets. We'll start off with number 19. Apparently, there's a BMW in this photo, but I can't see it. It's very, very much camouflaged. It's also not the first camouflage BMW I've ever seen. I've actually seen one in my gym parking lot. Hasn't been there in a while, but I definitely have. It's pretty invisible though. If you parked that on a hill in the wilderness somewhere, it would be gone. I'm torn because it kind of hides the lines of the car. At least it's matte. If it were gloss, it really hide the lines of the car. It almost looks like the manufacturer when they're testing a prototype vehicle and they wrap it with all the camo, so you can't really see the lines. It's like that, except you don't need to do it. 18. Need I say more? Why has he done this? Oh, is this something that happened recently? I have to consider this differently, because in the world of YouTube, doing something bizarre and extravagant will generate views. So he knows this, obviously, and as such, there's really no downside to doing something silly like putting a bulldozer in the front of your car. And even to begin with, the G550 4x4 is such a bizarre car, and it's such an LA car too. I see them all over the place, and it's just a car that it's never gonna actually go off-road. I suppose in this photo, maybe it did for a little while for the picture. But I don't, it's really underpowered, because it has the same engine from the G550, except it's powering something that's gigantic versus putting the AMG engine in there, and it's too big. You can't even take it into most parking garages. Like, the hood would hit trying to enter my garage. Forget about the roof. The hood would probably hit the roof of my garage. And then I guess if there's any car that you're gonna attach a bulldozer to, yeah, it'd be this one. It gets views on YouTube, there you go. Not mine, but I figured it belonged here. Baby shark, dude, it's a Landshark. That's what we have here. This is the Landshark Mobile. It might even be a car for a hummingbird, because they're the sharks of the sky. So I don't know what the wrap is that it's covered in. It's kind of like this tie-dye looking thing. Very interesting. I'm sure that helps with the aerodynamics for sure. Keeps it from like moving around and getting jostled side by side, unless there's a crosswind, in which case it just tips over. I like my car, but I really miss the ride quality and handling of my old horse-drawn carriage. Say no more, brother. That's quite a donk. Yeah, that really is. I mean, it wouldn't be a Sheet the Car Mods month if there were no donks involved. Dude, speaking of carriages though, okay, this is totally off topic, but this past weekend I was at a car show and someone brought out just an absolutely ancient, and it was completely covered in rust. Like, all original bodywork. If you even like brake too hard, I'm sure you get tetanus because you're gonna hit yourself on something. It was amazing though, and the guy who drove it, because we saw him passing us, we're like, that guy is a character. And then a few minutes later, we see the car, and we're like, that is a wild car. Sure enough, come back over to it later. The guy is sitting. It was his car. I was like, this is the most appropriate, incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, the reason I say it is because on the back, it has the original license plate that says Horseless Carriage on it. I was like, this is brilliant. This is amazing. You need a license plate for your donk that says Horseless Carriage, except I'm not sure if you're eligible. Fortnite Edition Jeep Wrangler. Jeep Fortnite Edition. I don't think that's a real thing that actually happened. Like, there was actually a Jeep Call of Duty Edition. Don't think there's actually a Jeep Fortnite Edition. I like the top comment, maintenance can only be paid for with V-Bucks. Wouldn't that be great? Oh. I mean, it still cost you just exactly the same amount, wouldn't it? Yeah, see, here's the thing. You put this on the wrong vehicle. It needed to be on a golf cart. If you did that, then I'd buy into it. In this case, it doesn't really fit. Who's he fooling? I can understand, like, putting it ironically on a really low-end car, an older one, just for fun. But it's like, what is that, like a dealer plate? Is this in Florida? It looks like Florida. Why on a brand new Corvette would you put Ferrari logos on it? It's so weird. I don't understand. Why would you do that? Saw this beauty during marching band practice. We saw this on Awful Taste but Great Execution. Yeah. And last month, I swear we saw a stretch limo Prius as well. What is with the stretch limo Prii all over the place? Why is this becoming a thing? Do not make it a thing. We do not need Prius drivers driving even worse than they already do, okay? And this is even harder to deal with. Stop. Check out my Ferrari. Oh, it's cardboard. I was like, that doesn't seem very legal to do. That's obstructing your visibility like crazy. I mean, even if it's cardboard, probably not super legal. Also, kind of hazardous to other people driving on the road because that thing could blow off at any time and then you have a massive obstacle in the middle of the road. And I can tell you, I would not be very happy if I ran into your stupid cardboard Ferrari that flew off of your car. I mean, I'd really try to not be driving behind a person who has a massive cardboard thing on their car. Yeah, that's dangerous. I don't support that at all. Regardless of how it looks, it's silly, but also dangerous. Don't do that. Came across this nightmare in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, circa 2011. This is like an anti-donk. You raise the car as if you're gonna donk it, but then you're just like, you know what? I'll just keep the wheels as normal. This thing looks like if it ran into a curb, it would just kind of like, it would go over its own handlebars. Like imagine a biker going over their handlebars. This car looks like it can do that to itself. If it's going into a parking space, it accidentally hits the parking block thing, the cinder block thing, it's just gonna tip over and then it can go flying into outer space. It's gonna be like that meme of like, God, I don't even know the name of the meme. I need to get up on my meme game. The one where you take a thing, you rotoscope it from the background, and then it like starts flying through outer space. You know what I'm talking about? That's what would happen with this car if it hit anything. A twig on the freeway. Finally found something worthy of this sub. That's your brake disc over there. Also real rusted. Doesn't look like it's gonna be working too well. How far out of your wheels can go? I don't think that's very safe to do. It's like the equivalent of when you put risers on your skateboard trucks in case you get really big wheels and you want to be able to have loose trucks. You don't want your wheels to be hitting against your board. They just took risers to another level. It's like you might as well have just had 2 sets of trucks on your skateboard. Just be your skateboard's up here, ground's down there. It's it works. You're never gonna get that wheel bite. Don't worry about it. Like how wide body are you going here? The thing is just gonna like be bending inwards. I guess that's one way to get camber, is rather than like purposefully getting camber, you can just extend the wheels so far out that it bends inwards. That's definitely good. When I see someone asks about installing a light bar, or when you're tired of assholes with their high beams on, so you decide you want to blind them for the rest of their miserable life, I feel like that's gotta be Photoshop. It doesn't even seem like it would stand up. But maybe, I don't know, maybe this is for a movie set, okay? They want to be able to move the lighting around more easily on the shots that they're doing. I think it's a nighttime set, but they have to make it look like daylight because they're not able to film during the day for some reason, permits and whatnot. So in order to, move the lights around so they can get all the different angles, they attach it to a car. Because otherwise, imagine how many people it would take to move all those lights around. This is really genius when you think about it. Alternatively, maybe it's just used to blind someone, or it's Photoshopped. A lot of options. Can I have my 5 karma, please? More like 5,000 karma. Bravo. You could like paint it a body color, or even spray paint it the body color. I'm not sure that the purple and green color combo is really something great. I'm willing to look past the fact that you added the fake hood scoop and the spoiler, like if it just kind of matched up with the body color. But I don't think I've ever seen purple and green pulled off in a way that works. Now, come to think of it, never have it all. There's some colors that go together. You can do brake caliper accents to a main, like blue and orange. That actually works really well. Purple and green, it's gonna be a no-go from me. I'm sorry to say, but I'm sure that spoiler adds some pretty serious downforce. Also, you got the bigger wheels in the back, smaller in the front. Looks like actual wheels here, whereas this is wheels that come with hubcaps. It's an interesting setup, very stanced. This is my car. It's dumb and I love it. On the plus side, for practicality's sake, you can park very close to other cars, or if another car parks very close to you, you can still get in and out. So there is actually practicality to scissor doors, and that's what Lamborghini was going for. It was just all about being able to get out of tight spots, because those V12 Lambos are pretty wide cars. If you're trying to park in a compact spot, you're not going to have a good time. So of course, you're just going to be able to raise the door up. You'll be able to have easy ingress and egress, and life is great. And obviously in this case, it's like even more compact, so you just get tons of real estate to enter and exit. It's not even on straight. Beast mode on. I think what happened here is that they combined a bunch of different stickers together. Like they couldn't find a sticker that said beast mode and would come on a thing that they could put down and then peel off, so that at least the words would be aligned with, like the letters would be aligned with themselves. Even if it's not straight on the hood of the car, at least the letters would have worked. How do you get your letters that crooked? Okay? I don't understand how you get it that crooked from this to that one. All right, I can understand some slight variation, but that, come on. What are you doing? What happened there? Did someone bump into you and you're like, oh, I guess I gotta leave the sticker there. I can't move it. I mean, well, yeah, if it was really stuck, but I don't understand. This doesn't work in any situation. I'm sorry. I assume that's pronounced 6'9"? Does 6'9's new Ferrari count? The only thing that I'm not into is that it messes with the lines of the car. And as you well know, I am particularly partial to 458s. I think they're beautiful. I feel like it could be worse. And also, it's a wrap, so it can be removed. I wouldn't do it personally, but perhaps it matches his aesthetic. Maybe it's with the brand, dude. Business expense. You gotta have your vehicle match how you portray yourself. Feels like an extension of yourself when you're driving it, so recommend it. Spotted this one on Instagram. It's kind of funny actually, and I'm happy that they at least have a little spoiler on there. It completes it. At least there's a little hint of motorsport going on in here, and then they added the Porsche. Yep, dude, they even got dual exhaust right there. Look at that. Look at those tips. Those are like 1.5 inch tips right there. That's some big plays going on. I bet that screams like an F1 car, dude. Look at dude, the speed blur going on right here. This was taken in motion. I'm estimating by the amount of blur going on here, this is at least 150 miles an hour, like on a public freeway. That's bonkers, dude. That's bonkers. People who do this, delete if not allowed. Oh yeah, this is that whole rolling coal thing, which gonna admit, don't really get it. Maybe someone watching this, you're really into rolling coal. I'd love to hear your explanation as to why it appeals to you. Usually though, it's like done at a particular event though, isn't it? You don't just do it when you're driving down the road randomly, or maybe you do. I have no idea. There's so many other things that you could do, that you could invest your money into doing to your car to make it cooler than just making it look like a bunch of pollution is coming out of it. None of my cars get great gas mileage, and I will openly admit that. I'm not doing good things for the environment with my cars. But why do you want to make it look to be that way even more? I don't want smoke coming out of my car. It looks like things are breaking. It's not a good sign when black smoke is coming out of anything. I present to you the best post on this subreddit ever, LMAO. That's impressive. I think we found Timmy Turner, and he wished for a car from Cosmo and Wanda, and they were like, well, you can't just really give you a free car. That's against the rules. Big book of those, unless we have our signature mark on it. That's also part of the rules. So this is what he got. It was either this or no car at all, and Timmy Turner was like, I guess I do need to go places. Can't really go to too many because it's a hovercraft. It's like half an inch off the ground, and so the fender rips off whenever you enter a driveway. So it's just all sorts of inconvenient, but that's part of the rules too. That was a big book of rules there in Fairly Odd Parents. There were a lot of them, and there was a lot of stuff about stance and car exhausts and cars in general. I just never really dove into that in the whole show. Little known facts. I was talking to Butch Hartman about it back when we filmed that video a few months back. We got really into the rules. Hopefully you've enjoyed this month of Sheath Car Mod. Make sure to like if you like, check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more of these videos, as in the other one. Or more if you're watching this way in the future, and I've done others. I don't know. Also, if you want some merch, represent.com/Captain Sparkles, limited time only for the hat and shirt and shorts and all that stuff. And I'll see you next time.